Hi, I'm Dr. Galante, and I want to take you back to 1985 for a minute. I was a high school senior playing on the high school hockey team. A hard hit in a playoff game landed me on my left side. Well, my chronic low back pain that I've had for many years really flared up. The next morning, I could barely get out of bed. So fortunately, my mom took me to her chiropractor, and within a few months, I was feeling the best I have in years. It really worked well. And at that point, I kind of already knew I wanted to be a chiropractor. Now, when you talk to people about chiropractic, everyone's going to have an opinion. And they're going to tell you things like, oh, they crack your back or something like that. Well, it's a little bit more involved like that, like it was for Tommy. Tommy was a patient of mine a few years ago. I was treating his family, and his brother and sister were shorter and stockier build. Tommy was very tall, very thin. He had long arms, long fingers. His chin was drawn, his chest caved in. His feet were pronated, they really rolled inward. And with these findings and a few other findings, I suspected he might have a rare genetic condition. Now, mind you, Tommy has been to 14 doctors in his lifetime with the other problems he was having. So I told the dad, I said, listen, I might be totally wrong, and they can tell me I'm a stupid chiropractor, but take your son to a cardiologist and have him check for this condition. Well, long story short, 2 months later, Tommy was downtown, one of the teaching hospitals, having open heart surgery to replace a valve in his heart. The cardiologist said he would have died within 2 years if he didn't have the surgery. Now, you might also hear things about chiropractic like chiropractic isn't safe. It's going to hurt you. It's going to make you worse. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. Chiropractors have some of the lowest malpractice insurance rates of all healthcare providers. And chiropractors in general, and here in our office, we treat children and we treat seniors well into their 90s and every age in between. And they all do very well, very safe. It's also estimated that 90% of world-class athletes use chiropractic care, as well as professional athletes in the NHL, in the NBA, Major League Baseball, professional soccer. Most of these teams all have chiropractors on staff. Now, if chiropractic wasn't safe, teams wouldn't let chiropractors touch these expensive athletes. And we know people like Scottie Pippen, Evander Holyfield, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, Wade Boggs, and even the great Michael Jordan have used chiropractic care to prevent injuries and improve performance. Mayo Clinic actually studied this, and they came to the conclusion that chiropractic is safe when it's performed by a licensed chiropractor. So when you have a health problem, you want to find out what is it, what's it going to take to fix it, how long is it going to take, and what's this going to cost me? And that's the questions we're going to answer when you come in. European Spine Journal did a study and found that people get better relief and longer lasting relief with chiropractic care versus other forms of therapy. And the Topics in Clinical Chiropractic did a study and found a 91% success rate in 90 days, which is one of the techniques that we do, which most other doctors don't do. So a common question I get when people are starting care is this going to hurt? Is this going to make me worse? Are you going to make my problem worse? And the short answer to that is no. We do something called tolerance testing, meaning we can test your spine and make sure you can tolerate our treatment before we even start. Our treatments are gentle, safe, and people do extremely well with them. They're safe enough for young children, and they're safe enough for people in their 90s and every age in between. Now let's address costs for a second. We know nowadays deductibles are higher, co-pays are higher, and everyone needs to be very careful with their healthcare dollars. There was a study done in 2012 that came to the conclusion that chiropractors are more cost-effective than medical doctors and physical therapists for most conditions. What cost-effectiveness means is people get better quicker, the relief lasts longer at a cheaper cost. Isn't that what you want? Blue Cross Blue Shield did a study over 7 years. They studied 70,000 people under chiropractic care. People under chiropractic care had much fewer hospitalizations, much fewer days in the hospital, fewer surgeries, and significantly less drug costs than people who were not under chiropractic care. So not only are we going to help you with your condition, but we're going to improve your underlying health as well. Now, if you have a health problem, you're going to pay someone to fix it. Wouldn't you rather pay someone to get rid of it quicker, to have it stay away longer, and at a less cost? That's what chiropractors do. So when people come in, if we find out this problem we can help you with, we're going to verify your insurance benefits, and we're going to let you know what your costs are before we start treatment. So you'll know what all your costs are before your very first treatment. So there's not going to be any surprises. We're also opening evenings and some Saturdays as well for your convenience. Now, over the years, we have treated thousands of local residents in the Algonquin and surrounding areas. Matter of fact, we probably treated some of your friends, neighbors, and coworkers. And a few years back, a patient came in. His name is Joe. And Joe was not very happy. He had a kind of a scowl on his face, and he was kind of looking down, and he's had his back pain for 7 years, been to 4 or 5 doctors. And some doctors even told him he didn't have a problem. It was all in his head. So Joe was frustrated, and he fully expected me to tell him that I could not help him. Well, after we did our workup, we did our examination, we did our x-rays, we did some lab work, we found he had an autoimmune condition. And we started treating him, and Joe did excellent. His pain was virtually gone. He was getting up in the morning feeling great. He could sit at work without a problem. He was back playing hockey. When he finally went to the rheumatologist said, "What are you doing? Nobody with this condition does this well." So Joe was very happy. And most of our patients do very, very well with our treatments. If I accept you as a patient, you have a very good chance of doing very well, both in the short and long term with our treatment plan. Now you know chiropractic is safe, chiropractic is effective, chiropractic saves you time, saves you money, just like it did for Margaret. Margaret came in our office a few years ago, and she was in a bad car accident. She had a couple herniated discs, she had sciatica, she couldn't sit, she couldn't stand, she couldn't work, her life was miserable. Margaret had been to 2 orthopedic surgeons. They both said you need immediate surgery. Matter of fact, one of them said if you don't have immediate surgery, you're going to be paralyzed. I still remember that phone call. Well, let me tell you what Margaret said. I cannot say enough about Dr. Galante. I had severe back and leg pain. I had so much pain I could barely walk. I saw several surgeons who recommended immediate surgery. I was so frightened. Dr. Galante convinced me that his expertise and experience could help keep me from that surgery. I went with his program and treatments, and I'm so happy to say it's been 7 years, and I'm doing great. And best of all, no surgery. I truly feel he saved my life. Thank you, Dr. Galante. Well, Margaret, you're very welcome, and I look forward to helping you and your loved ones if you have a health condition and a health problem. I look forward to improving the quality of your life, doing it quickly, safely, cost-effectively. So if you or a loved ones are suffering, give us a call. Let's set up your consultation, and let's see if we can help you. Thanks, and have a great day.